First, if we could sip the Cap Franc.
The Cap Franc, yeah. Okay.
Amazingly silky for a wine that your son only started to experiment with
Absolutely.
five years ago. If you could tell a little bit about that story.
Yeah. Well, Cap Franc is a variety that we admire, but in my opinion, as a winemaker, mostly as a blender, it's a very good companion to other varieties. Well, my son, when he arrived to Argentina, he fell in love with the Cap Franc. He thought that the climatic conditions there and everything was perfectly well suited for Cap Franc. So one day he came with the idea to my office saying, Dad, why don't we do a Cap Franc and put it in the line with all the other labels that we sell and that we export. I told him, you know, Aurelio, son, I think that Cap Franc is a great variety, but I would use it mainly, you know, as a blender. With Cabernet Sauvignon or Merlot, it's a good companion to blends, but I wouldn't say that on its own it could work. So he wasn't really too convinced, and he was a little bit angry, like his dad wouldn't allow him to do what he wanted to do. So he cheated on me a little bit, because he took some barrels, he hid the barrels, and he put some Cabernet Franc there without telling me a word. So after, let's say, 2 years, took 2 years, you know, for the oak aging and to the consolidation of the wine, he came, you know, with a bottle of wine to my office, and he told me, Dad, would you try this wine with me? Yeah, of course. And he opened the bottle, he poured the wine, and I thought it was a great wine. I said, well, what a fabulous wine. I'm getting so nice fruity aromas and so velvety tannin, so well balanced wine. What is this? And he told me, well, it's a Cap Franc that you didn't allow me to do 2 years ago. So we laughed a lot. I felt a little bit cheated, but in a good way. So we decided to put it into the market with the name Obertura, like the musical Obertura, that is the beginning of a piece of music.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the opening of a new variety that no one or very few people, you know, dares to produce. And we're very proud of it, because I'm getting a very elegant wine here. You know, the Cap Franc, it's expressing, you know, a lot of chocolate here, a lot of blackberries, a little bit of tobacco, and then the tannins, like in Argentina they look so, or they feel so soft, velvety, although they are solid, but they still are so approachable, so inviting. So we're happy for this. We're getting amazing, you know, scores and good press for this, and it's part of our line and of our pride today.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And now we move to one of your iconic.
Well, one of our most successful iconic wines in Chile, because Obertura was in Argentina, was made in Argentina, or it is made in Argentina. The Purple Angel is a great blend based on Carmenere. That is a variety that is quite unique in the world, and I would say that we are the country that we're growing this, and it's our flagship. And it's an amazing wine. It's been so successful because of the complexity of this wine. The way I structure the blend, it's 46% of this wine comes from a coastal property, and that means, when I say coastal, it means a little bit cooler, with morning fog, you know, the influence of the Pacific Ocean, and it gives a sort of wine that is quite vivid, I would say happy, with a good spiciness, a good acidity. And the other 46% comes from a more warmer spot. Now it's all hillside plantation, in which the wine gets thicker. The wine has more muscles. It has very nice and velvety tannins. It has lower acidity, but it's so approachable, so meaty that you can bite it. So 46 and 46 makes 92. So the remaining 8, it's Petit Verdot. Why Petit Verdot? Because the Carmenere on its own is a little bit too soft, and it doesn't age well. It has a high pH, so I don't have the confidence that it will really be prosperous in a long-term aging. So Petit Verdot would add to this blend what the Carmenere lacks, which is acidity and tannins. So my description of this wine is that the Carmenere is the flesh, and the Petit Verdot are the bones. In that way, you have a human being standing up that can walk, that can be straight up, and then can be kept for years. Now, the success of this wine, it comes from the complexity and elegance of the flavors. Here I'm getting the typical spiciness of the Carmenere. I'm getting blackberries as well. I'm getting a little of tar. So you got layers, a little bit of blueberries as well here. And then when you put it in the mouth, the mid palate of this wine it has some muscles. It hasn't lost, its own balance, but it's strong. It's powerful. It can be laid down in your private cellar for more than 10 years at least, and it's nice and ready to be drunk early. So it's got that double purpose that you can or drink it or wait for it for whatever you need.
And it will sell it for how long?
I would say 10 years easily. It could be selling for 10 years at least, and still keep on moving forward. But 10 years, I would say, is showing a big development.
And last question: the Angel has a significance with Montes Winery. If you could tell a brief story about the significance.
Yeah, well,
of that.
it does. We believe when in Chile we're Catholics, we're Roman Catholics, and one of my partners, used to drive very fast his car, and he had 2 very severe car crashes. He wasn't really a very good driver, to be honest. And in those car crashes, he could have been killed easily because the car was totally destroyed, but nothing happened to him, not a scratch. So when he got his second accident, he said, okay, my guardian angel is so powerful, he's protecting me so well, that I suggest to put him to work in the winery. Why not would be another partner to help us. And since then we thought the idea was very good. And then we put it in all our labels, and it's been, an iconic symbol of our winery. And all sort of people love it. It doesn't matter the religion. They all love it. So it's been a good decision. So the poor guardian angel is still working.
Fantastic. And that's the Angel right there, and it's magnificent. Thank you so much for your time.
I'm pleased, Ted. Cheers.